Saudi Arabia wants to build a city dubbed The Line. And this was maybe our favorite story, maybe second favorite after walking around old Apple stores. No, this one's the coolest. An ambitious project. This is a wall. It's a giant mirrored glass facade wall that you would live in. A new city planned to be built in Saudi Arabia from scratch, dubbed The Line. It'll probably get scratched as well, if you think about it. I was wondering if birds would fly into it. Then I'm like, it's in the desert. I don't know what kind of birds are over there. But
it's so high.
Have you ever had a window, you ever heard the bird slam into the window?
Yes.
And you're just like, whoa. And you go look. I've had this happen. I go look and the bird is laying there.
You see the imprint.
And I'm like, okay, this bird is dead. This bird is dead. And then the bird will just perk up, stare me in the eye, and fly away. They just get KO'd for a second.
Why'd you do that?
He blames me for it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how this would work with this giant. They put the promotional video. It's all very intense. It's very science fiction. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. There's a lot of questions that come from it, though. If you were going to put something like this somewhere in the desert, sort of makes sense. Because now you can have this microclimate you've created with a limited amount of exposure to the elements. And they're showing it with tremendous greenery, the nature and the future together. They're promoting this. 150 stories tall, built from scratch, serve as a semi-enclosed environment where people can live and work without ever stepping foot outside. That's the part that got a few people in here a little scared. They say, maybe I want to step foot outside. I don't even know if future generations are going to know what it's like outside, Will.
Yeah.
Because once you're in here, and then you got the VR to entertain yourself and so forth, and you're traveling around the world in such virtual fashions. I'm not saying that's what I want personally. I'm just saying this will be part of the sales pitch. The city is walled on 4 sides. It has ventilation on top, planned to be 500 meters high, 200 meters wide, and 105 miles long, according to the promotional videos. Cutting-edge technology and high-speed transportation from end to end, so cars will be completely unnecessary. What a wild vision.
This seems like so futuristic and just cool. It's just cool.
A video uploaded to Twitter proclaims that the new city will house 9 million residents and provide a more healthy and sustainable quality of life. It's also being advertised as an eco-friendly project with water and power supplies billed as 100% renewable. Listen, it's a challenge. It's an ambitious concept. The implementation is key. Maintenance is key. Claustrophobia is key, or lack thereof. But some of these climates are not the most hospitable to begin with.
Yeah.
And you start thinking about futuristic ways of housing enormous numbers of people. And I presume if you're in the desert, you spend a lot of times indoor in climate-controlled environments in 2022. But it definitely looks like some type of Star Wars. I just don't know if it's the evil group that lives in there, you know what I mean, in the movie, in the sci-fi movie. Because you can imagine, Will, and this is what I was thinking, keeping people out becomes pretty easy as well. So somebody travels long distances in search of a better life, and it's just a giant mirrored wall facing them. Like, no, thank you.
Definitely the rich.
Well, like, you got to assume.
Affluent.
How do you get in? You got to meet a certain criteria. I guess that's like life to a certain extent. That can be like a street to a certain extent. But this thing is an actual wall.
But we also talked about tourism.
Yeah.
Right? How you could visit this place just for a couple of days and not live there, but experience this new way of living.
Oh, and there was the other part I was thinking, which is it could be a precursor to interplanetary life. How if you ever did actually want to go to Mars or something, you would need a different version of this, but you can kind of get a little look at what that lifestyle might be.
A bit of like a biodome.
What it might be like to have your whole world exist inside of some kind of enclosure.
Yeah.
This one, for the record, is open to the sky, so you still see the sky. But Everything else is inside the walls. I don't know. I got to ask people what they think. Let me know in the comments. Is this terrifying? Is it inspiring? Are you excited by this? Or will you be having nightmares of such things? Everybody's different.
Yeah.